Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FrostBytez Gaming Experience, part 25 of the Pokemon Emerald walkthrough. I'm going to start off this part by entering ourselves an actual beauty contest. I can't remember if I stated it in the last part, but I do remember I stated it much earlier in this walkthrough that I wasn't really planning on showcasing contests until I found out that in order to get certain items in this game, you do have to enter at least one contest. They weren't really items that I needed to have for my team, but they were items that I still kind of wanted to show off. In Slateport City, a majority of the items you get by talking with the president of the Poke Fan Club, because every single region, every single game, has to have at least one fan club with a president running it, and he's got to be able to do something, right? Well, in this case, what he does is he talks about contests, and he gives you rewards based on your Pokemon's contest stats. But the only way to showcase it to him is that you have to actually enter and compete in one contest. The thing is, you don't have to actually win the contest. You just have to compete in it. Once you compete in it, you then show him a Pokemon that has all 5 different types of the contest stats: sweetness, coolness, smartness, cuteness, and beauty. No. Sweetness, coolness, no. Cuteness, coolness, smartness, toughness, and beauty. There we go. I don't know why I kept... Sweetness and cuteness are the same exact thing. I don't know why I kept doubling up on that. Anyways, so you talk with him. He says, cool, you entered a contest. Now show me a Pokemon that's really high in coolness or really high in smartness, and not in particular order. You just show him ones that are maxed out. Your Pokemon have to have 200 points or more in order for him to be wowed by it to give you one item for each one that you showcase him. You show him the beauty Pokemon and he's wowed by it. He gives you the ribbon that boosts that Pokemon's beauty even further in contest. Because I'm not planning on doing the contest aside from this one, it doesn't really do anything for me, but I figured I'd showcase it all the same. So that's the majority of what's going to be happening here. We're going to be doing our contest. We're going to get all the items from Slateport City, and this is the start of this episode and next episode, where I'm going to be doing my backtracking to get as many items as I possibly can. If you saw, as I enter the contest, I have a Lombre randomly on the team. Well, that's because I needed a Pokemon to learn the move Strength, and the thing is, I don't really want to teach Strength just yet to any of my current Pokemon. If anything, I want to teach it to Blaziken instead of Rock Smash. But I gotta wait until I get to, I believe it's Moss Deep City, to find the move deleter, so I can remove Rock Break off of Blaziken and then teach Blaziken Strength instead. I always try to make it so that almost every single Pokemon I team has at least one HM move, basically. It just makes it a lot easier, because then I don't have to keep rotating Pokemon out continuously. But there are going to be some that's going to be an exception. In fact, there's probably a chance that after I make Blaziken forget Rock Break, I'll probably teach another Fire Style move, and it doesn't even need to know Strength whatsoever. And because I've already got Lombre for it, and I think I could even teach Lombre a Waterfall and Dive. And if I can, because I know it's part water, but I don't know if it can do that. If it can't, I still have my Goldeen. I'll be teaching Goldeen already has Surf. I can then teach a Waterfall and Dive. Those are not moves that I want Milotic to learn. So yeah, because of that, I'm gonna be doing some backtracking. The majority of this part, doing some backtracking. I'll worry about the HMs later on. But for right now, we have a Lombre on the team. I went on my way to catch one because I just needed a Pokemon that can learn Strength that wasn't part of my starting 6. Because every other Pokemon that I caught did not have the ability to learn Strength. So welcome to the team Lombre. You're just going to be a Strength bitch. That's really all there is to it. So how does contests work? Honestly, I couldn't exactly tell you, other than depending on whatever contest you enter, you want to enter in a Pokemon that can take advantage of that. Obviously, Milotic with Beauty, maxed out on the Beauty contest, perfect one to do. After that, what you do is you go out of your way and use moves that can appeal to the audience that also have certain side effects. Kind of think of it as a random, a different type of battle. You know, like, so Surf, for example. Earlier I used Surf, and Surf has the ability that it gets more love the better the Pokemon ahead of you did. So it really won me over on that round. However, I decided to use Surf 2 times in a row because I didn't know that there was actually a penalty for that. Something in the back of my head told me, you know, maybe there is a penalty for that. But I was like, man, let's go ahead and try it anyways. And sure enough, it kind of cost me a bit. The thing is, in the normal rank, because there's different ranks, I don't even know the names of all of them. I just know that I just want to do the normal one just to get it done and over with. In the normal one, you could just win this by having a Pokemon with 200 plus stats in whatever category that you're entered in. Because Milotic is maxed out on beauty. If you guys saw when we went through, it's the preliminary rounds that the crowd gets to see them anyways and go crazy. You saw the amount of hearts that Milotic got over every other Pokemon. And because of that, I get so many points off of it that I basically just win off of that. The only move that I knew that was beauty related was Surf. And just getting that one Surf was more than enough to give me enough points to help win it all. As you will see here. I believe right now, actually. Yep, all out of the appeal time. So now we actually go through the through the judge's decision, and you'll get points based on how well you did in that round, but also how well your Pokemon appealed to people in the first place. So when we're announcing the results here, as you're going to see in the preliminary round results, I swept the competition, not even close. And just by having that much of a start, it doesn't matter how well the other 3 did. I'm going to be maxed out, and they can only hit so high. That's all there is to it. And so there we go. We win the contest. If you do win the contest, you get yourself a ribbon for winning that contest. And I don't know what happens if you win all the contests. I've never cared enough. The contest thing has never been an interest of mine. Maybe one day, but I can't imagine it happening anytime soon, and I'm definitely not going to be doing it for YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other videos out there that showcase how to win all of these contests with flying colors. The thing is, I don't want to teach my Pokemon certain moves that cater to the contest. I want to have my Pokemon learn moves that cater to actually beating trainers, gym leaders, and the Elite Four. Imagine that. But anyways, we are now going to start our back traveling escapade. Our first stop is going to be at Slateport. Because again, we need to talk to the president. Now, one of the things that I forgot to do is, so I put Lombre on the team because it learns strength. Obviously, when you put someone on the team, you got to remove a certain member. The member that I ended up removing was Solrock, because Solrock doesn't have an HM that I need to backtrack. However, Solrock, in turn, does have the cuteness that I need to get that 5th ribbon. And so I have to, in the middle, and this is something I realized when I started talking with the president. I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot all about Solrock. So I had to go back in the middle of it, go pick up Solrock, come back, and talk with the president again, just so I can get the last ribbon, one that I don't plan on using. In fact, it goes right into my PC box. I don't know if they're actually worth any money to sell. I might have to look to doing that, but I've got more than enough money that I don't actually need to do that. And you can obviously show him the same Pokemon for everything, really. So, it doesn't have to be a different Pokemon each, or else I would have spent even longer doing the Pokeblocks on that episode, and I would have just hated my life right there. Not exactly worth it, in my opinion. Now, it should be noted that the only kind of backtracking that I am really doing for the time being is going to be the earlier cities and routes, where all I was really missing was the ability to surf to get the items. Obviously, the second half, I need moves like dive, waterfall, so on and so forth. But luckily for us, the earlier cities and routes don't really require waterfall or dive just yet. There's like one area in, Meteor Falls, Meteorite Cavern Cave, whatever it is. That's one of the areas, but we'll worry about that later. But a majority of the first areas are all based on that. I remember to cut this. Good. Okay. I was sitting there for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I even remember to cut the fact that I went to that Pokemon Center? But I did. So good. Good, good. Anyways, as I was stating earlier, so we're going to be backtracking for a lot of the earlier parts that we were in. This next episode is going to have more of that as well. It will also include, so I'm basically going up north. I'm going to take care of Route 1, Route 110, Route 111, going back into the fiery path, because now that I have strength, I can get those 2 items that were in there that I haven't picked up yet. Then we're going to fly back to, to Little Root, because we haven't been to Little Root in, well, forever. We're also going to do a switch. We have the Acro bike right now, and we're going to switch it for the Mock bike because I think it's a Granite Cave in Dewford Town. We need the Mock bike in order to explore further in there. So that's why we go out of our way in order to pick that up. But once we're done with Little Root and we head on west, we're, instead of just flying to Dewford, we're actually going to surf through Route 106, 107, I believe is what it is. Or 105, 106, I meant. We're going to surf for Route 105 and 106. Go against all the trainers there. Get all the items there. We will not, however, do Route, I believe it's Route 107 and Route 108. The one that heads to the right of Dewford. Because that one I do need to know the move Dive in order to do everything that I can on those particular routes. So we're going to save those ones for when we actually do have Waterfall Dive and we do the second half of item collection backtracking. That's all there really is to it. And God, that's really about it, actually. A majority of this part was all about the contest because it does take a while to do a contest. One of the main reasons why I don't go on my way to do the contest is because of just how long it really does take sometimes. Anyways, TM06 Toxic. Feels really good. Am I going to teach that to anybody? Chances are I might teach it to Milotic, because Milotic is actually a really good bulk style Pokemon. And so if I can teach it Toxic and just have it in there to take a hit or two, especially going against this rendition's Elite Four champion, I feel like Milotic's definitely going to be the best pick for Toxic. So we'll see on that. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure Milotic can learn some other moves, but we'll see. And of course, Vibrava still having the move Dig feels really good because it's an easy out access to get out of the cave. It'll be just as good once we have to go into Granite Cave and are done with that. And we're going to be holding on to Dig until we actually learn Earthquake, obviously, because it's a much better move. It can hit multiple Pokemon in double battles, and just because it's a lot faster than utilizing Dig. Anyways, if you remember this professor, he was the guy that was in Meteorite Falls, Meteorite Cave, Meteor Fall, Meteor Cave, whatever that cave is that's south of this town. He was the one that gave him the meteor, that gave Team Magma the meteorite in the first place, and was the one that said, "Oh my goodness, what have I done? This is so horrible." Well, we ended up picking it up, and you can bring it back to him, and then he'll give you the move Return. A move that I don't really actually anticipate utilizing whatsoever. Also in this town, we have this gentleman that is the move Tutor. So the move Tutor, the way that it works is that if you collect the heart scales and don't get rid of them, you give him the heart scale and he can teach your Pokemon one of any move they can learn. Now this includes previously learned moves, and in some cases some moves that can only be learned through tutoring. Whichever one Water Pulse falls under category-wise, I'm not exactly sure, but I do believe Water Pulse is one that you can only learn through the move Tutor. Either that or Milotic would have learned it at like level 20, and because I'm above level 20, I'll never have the chance to learn it, other than utilizing the move Tutor right then and there as I just did. The only other move that I could have learned that I could only get through move Tutor is to teach Blaziken the ability to use Fire Punch. However, Blaze Kick is stronger and only has a 10% difference in its accuracy, being 90 instead of 100%. So I figured I'd go ahead and just stick with that instead of utilizing one to learn Fire Punch. That was just kind of my own personal thought on what I was going to do with that. So kind of just leave it at that. But hey, with that, that's the end of the part, ladies and gentlemen. So I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings. We will catch you on the next part where we're going to do the second half of our backtracking. Enjoy.